My name's Liam Toomey and I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm a rapper. When I found out about the Streets of Peace, I really liked the whole idea that they're supportive of the sort of peace aspect of it, especially my generation. And obviously the music part of it really interests me. I love my music.
I wanted to join the community because it was something positive and you don't really see that in my age group, and it was something that supported the artists as well as promoted the message. Very positive. The music, getting artists out there, and charity side of it as well. And it's just what Mark Anthony is doing is really great.
Eventually it will be like a project, you know, for young people to give them the opportunity to kind of come out and do stuff, but also, you know, get recognised as artists, get some press, which is, you know, not really available to a lot of these acts. You know, a lot of people that aren't interested in the new arts anymore, interested in, you know, the established artists. I think new acts need the opportunity to like get heard. You know, if we can find ways to kind of like, you know, stimulate young people, stimulate people to kind of like recognise that there is a need to support good cause. You know, London needs something new and fresh. And I think, you know, we're melting pot, there's a lot of people from all backgrounds here, and I think, you know, we need to come together more so because of that special quality.
Why Streets of Peace?
So why not? Why not Streets of Peace? I mean, for me, it's like, you know, if you get a chance to do anything special in your life, I think you should take it. And you know, I took the opportunity because for me, you know, I think it was like, okay, if you're a young guy, you get a chance to go and perform along with Angel, perform along with AKALA, you know, Peter Straker. Why not take it? And that's kind of how I looked at Streets of Peace. You know, I wanted to have an event whereby there was comedians, you know, because it was like we had all the comedians out there performing as well. You know, we had so many things, it was a multitude of acts and stuff and people from different backgrounds and generations. I mean, it was like seasoning, you know, your beef, your steak, but seasoning it right. And so that's why Streets of Peace was such an important thing in my life. But at the end of the day, it had to be a cause, and the main cause for me was just having that feeling that something needs to be done. Go back to the community and think, okay, how can having a strong community, how can that have an impact on the way young people are, and young people behave? When I think about my parents, I always go back to this. You know, my mum and dad came from Jamaica. You know, they immigrated to England, and you know, when they came here, they weren't particularly wanted. You know, and my experiences as a kid, I remember, you know, as a young boy, you know, a skinhead jumped on my leg, and you know, and I think, well, what if that was different? What if those Streets of Peace then? What if people were trying to make a difference then? What if people were trying to change the world then? You know, create something positive then? What would my life have been like? So, why Streets of Peace? Why not? We should all ask ourselves that question. Why aren't we all trying to promote a positive event, you know, to support our communities, to ingratiate people into a community, to make a community work better, to make London work better, to make the UK work better, you know.
The idea of, you know, peace, I think it drums up a lot of images, especially as an artist, as a graphic artist anyway. But the whole idea of it, Streets of Peace, you know, what does it mean? You know, I think a lot of people have different ideas of what, you know, what peace is. And the idea of having, bringing loads of people together, artists, rappers, you know, rock stars, and put them all on one stage, all different genres, and mixing it all up, and bringing so many different people together is an absolutely amazing idea. So yeah, that's why I wanted to get involved with it. Also, I think when I first met Mark Anthony, his ideas, it was absolutely amazing. I thought his energy that he brought, you know, to the table was second to none. And to actually, you know, work with someone like that, you know, you kind of think that you have a lot of energy yourself, but when you meet someone who has a slight bit more, well, quite a lot more actually, it's quite buzz, and you kind of, I think we worked off each other really, and it was nice to actually see that evolve, you know, and as it went along, it kind of, you know, we found that we had a lot in common, a lot of things we did in the past, as in growing up. It was, you know, you kind of find things out about yourself, and that's what we kind of did really. We become very good friends, and to put this on together was phenomenal.
When I think about some support, the most important support I really needed was Roy Cooper, because, you know, I needed someone to bounce off the ideas. You know, everyone else, you can find them, but you know, they're lukewarm, they're warm, they're hot, whatever, you know. But Roy was always constant. It was something I knew that I'd call him up, email him, he's going to get back to me, he's going to have the right view, he's feeling what I'm feeling. So that was the most important thing. You have to have somebody that feels what you're feeling. He's feeling that pressure at the time, and you're feeling that pressure. Roy was aware of that every step of the way. So yeah, I had great support from Roy. That's the reason why we made this video. We want people to recognise that there's a need to support an event like this, a need to support a desire to make something positive, a need to, you know, get young people to get away from the gangs, like I got away from the gangs as a kid. There's a need to try to make our communities better. There's a need to, you know, for positive change.
Yeah, from obviously friends, family, the people that were involved, yeah, they showed great support. You know, bands like Bleach who we had, I think, you know, AKALA was absolutely amazing. I think we had quite a lot of support along the way. Angel was superb. You know, we interviewed him, and you know, he showed a huge amount of support. We had you know, adverts in the Daily Mirror. We had local papers, newspapers. But yeah, it would have been nice to obviously have a lot more support.
You know, there's always highlights in any event where you've got big stars involved. You know, we can get more highlights, you know, by having bigger stars. You know, that's, if anyone could describe it like that, people would say, we need a bigger act. You know, when you go to the press is against you, we need a bigger act. Well, bigger act, they're all great acts, they're amazing acts. But yeah, so the highlights were working with those acts. The highlights were working with, you know, bands like Eastern Promises. You know, they were incredible. You know, I have to say that. You know, whether or not they're not, whether they're the biggest act on the planet or not, the fact is they were an incredible act. The highlights was working with Bleach. You know, amazing artists. You know, all these acts deserve the kind of stardom that, you know, Lady Gaga, you know, musters. You know, the highlights for me was trying to give these guys a chance, getting their names in the Daily Mirror. I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, a massive ad, you know, 3/4 page advertisement in the Daily Mirror. I mean, I'd never have dreamt that would have been possible for me. You know, thinking that we were actually going to be looking at the paper, I'm opening it up, and it's going to be my event in there. That was incredible, and it was something positive. So that was one of the big highlights.
I think meeting all the acts, working with the acts, obviously for me, working with Mark Anthony was quite amazing really. You know, when we first met, and I think the friendship grew, and you know, the actual energy that boy has is quite something else. I always thought I was quite energetic, but you know, burning the candle at both ends is a big ask. But he's very good at it, and I think the energy that the guy creates, you know, and being with him, you kind of realise that you know, you've got very similar energies. You know, you both have similar views, if not, you know, the same sort of ideas and views. Yeah, which was quite amazing.
I'll do it again to raise more money. I'll do it again to basically get the recognition that every artist deserves, to get more people to come along, support it, to create the message and the mood that's necessary, people to recognise that peace is something they should support, and if, you know, if that is possible, then by all means, I will certainly do it again.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to do it again. I think if we had, you know, a bit more support, you know, obviously funding would be paramount. Really, you know, it's great that, you know, Mike Anthony's funded a huge amount of, you know, Streets of Peace. Without him, it certainly wouldn't have happened. So yeah, if we got, you know, obviously people involved who, you know, would fund certain amounts of it, then yeah, the actual idea of, you know, bringing everyone together, Streets of Peace, all different cultures, all different, you know, colours, creed, you know, it's big. It's something that I think needs to be done more. You know, when half of people don't probably know their own neighbours, so you know, to get everyone together in a room that you've probably never met before, and like I say, different types of people, and the energy that creates is quite phenomenal. And I think if you don't do this, you're never going to get on and understand where other people come from, or understanding people's cultures, and you know, why they do things, why we do things. Yeah, it certainly would be. Yeah, without question of a doubt. Yeah.
Fantastic.